Winners keep moving no matter how slow. Life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Too many people give up because they think they're moving too slowly toward their goals. But here's the truth. Progress is progress, no matter the speed. The tortoise still wins the race when it doesn't stop. The small step you take today might not seem like much, but when you look back a year from now, you'll realize it changed everything. Winners aren't defined by how fast they move. They're defined by the fact that they never stop moving. We live in a world obsessed with speed, fast results, instant success, quick wins. But life doesn't always work like that. Success often belongs to those who are patient, consistent, and determined enough to keep moving even when the journey feels slow. Every great achiever you admire has gone through seasons where progress seemed painfully gradual, yet they kept going. When you keep moving, even at a slow pace, you build resilience. You learn patience. You grow stronger in ways that speed can never teach you. The road to success is not a straight highway. It's filled with bumps, detours, and uphill climbs. But the moment you stop moving is the moment the journey truly ends. But remember this. The seed doesn't sprout the day you plant it, but it grows quietly underground before breaking through the soil. Your progress might be invisible right now, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Winners understand that as long as they keep taking steps forward, no matter how small, they're still on the path to victory. Consistency beats speed in a world that celebrates quick wins and overnight success stories. It's easy to believe that speed is the ultimate key to achievement. We scroll through social media and see people boasting about reaching their goals in record time, earning more in a month than most do in a year, or transforming their lives seemingly overnight. But these snapshots rarely show the full story. The years of effort, the failures, and the countless small, unglamorous steps that actually led to that sudden success. Truth is, speed can sometimes bring short-term results, but it is consistency that guarantees long-term victory. Just like the tortoise in the famous fable who kept moving steadily until he reached the finish line, a person who moves forward every day, no matter the pace, will always outlast the one who starts fast, but burns out halfway. Consistency is powerful because it transforms effort into habit, and habit into lifestyle. When you commit to doing something every single day, you are training your mind and body to accept it as a normal part of your routine. That means you don't have to wrestle with motivation every morning or wait for inspiration to strike. You just do it because it has become a part of who you are. A slow but steady runner who trains daily will eventually outrun the sprinter who only runs when they feel like it. In life, the same principle applies to building a career, developing a skill, growing a business, or improving your health. The one who keeps showing up, even on the days they don't feel like it, is the one who wins. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They start something with great excitement, but when progress doesn't happen as quickly as they hoped, they stop. They forget that real success is built brick by brick, day by day. You don't build a strong body by going to the gym for 8 hours once a month. You build it by going regularly, even if it's just for 30 minutes a day. You don't become an expert in your field by studying intensely for 1 week. You become an expert by learning something every single day, even if it's just a single page of a book. These small, consistent actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they create massive change. Consistency also has a compounding effect. Imagine saving just a small amount of money every day. At first, it might seem too small to matter, but over time, the savings grow into something significant. The same happens with effort. Every small, repeated action adds up, multiplying your results over time. This is why athletes train daily, musicians practice every day, and successful people stick to their routines, even when no one is watching. They understand that showing up daily builds momentum, and momentum is what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's also important to understand that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to be flawless every single day. There will be times when you miss a step, when you don't feel your best, when life gets in the way. But consistency is about getting back on track quickly, instead of letting one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, or a completely abandoned goal. Missing a single workout or skipping one day of work on your dream doesn't erase your progress. Quitting does. Winners know that even if they stumble, they must stand up and keep moving forward. One of the most powerful examples of consistency over speed is nature itself. Think about how rivers carve valleys and shape mountains. They don't do it overnight. They flow steadily, day after day, year after year, and eventually their persistence reshapes the land. Think about how a tree grows from a tiny seed. It doesn't shoot up in days. It grows slowly, season by season, but its steady growth makes it strong enough to withstand storms. Nature is full of reminders that slow, consistent action is far more enduring than a burst of rapid movement. Another reason consistency beats speed is that it gives you time to learn, adjust, and improve along the way. When you move too quickly, you might make careless mistakes or miss important lessons. But when you take steady, deliberate steps, you can evaluate your progress, see what's working, and make necessary changes. Consistency allows for reflection, which ensures that your growth is not just fast, but also strong and sustainable. Many people rush to success without building a solid foundation, and when challenges come, everything falls apart. Consistent effort, however, builds stability. Ultimately, the real measure of a winner is not how fast they move, but how long they can keep moving. Speed can win a single race, but consistency wins the marathon of life. Every day you show up, even if it's just to take a small step, you're proving to yourself and to the world that you're still in the game. And when you look back, you'll realize that all those small, steady steps have carried you farther than you ever imagined. So remember, don't get discouraged if your progress feels slow. Don't compare your pace to someone else's highlight reel. Your journey is unique, and as long as you keep moving forward, you're still a winner. Speed might impress people for a moment, but consistency will inspire them for a lifetime. Winners understand that the secret to success is not in moving the fastest, but in refusing to stop. Slow progress is still progress. One of the biggest mistakes people make when chasing their goals is underestimating the value of slow progress. We've been conditioned to think that if we're not moving fast, we're not moving at all. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Every single step forward, no matter how small or slow, brings you closer to your destination. The danger comes not from moving slowly. The danger comes from standing still or giving up altogether. Think about it. A person who moves forward just 1 inch a day will eventually reach a mile, while someone who stands still, waiting for the perfect time or the right speed, will never get anywhere. Slow progress often feels discouraging because it doesn't give us the instant gratification our minds crave. We want to see quick results, dramatic changes, and immediate proof that our efforts are working. When we don't see those results right away, we start to doubt ourselves. But what we fail to realize is that most meaningful accomplishments in life are built over time, layer by layer, step by step. The tallest buildings in the world were not built in a day. Their foundations were dug slowly, their steel frames assembled piece by piece. The process was slow, but every day's work mattered. One of the greatest truths about slow progress is that it is still progress. If you're losing weight, learning a new skill, building a business, or healing from a setback, even the smallest improvement is a sign that you're moving forward. A 0.5% improvement each day may seem insignificant, but over a year, it adds up to enormous change. That's the beauty of consistent small steps. They compound over time. The problem is that most people give up before they give their efforts a chance to compound. Slow progress also has hidden benefits that fast progress often overlooks. When you move slowly, you have time to develop deep skills, strong habits, and a resilient mindset. Rushing through the process can cause you to skip essential lessons that would have made you stronger. For example, a student who crams the night before an exam might pass, but they won't retain the knowledge in the long run. Meanwhile, a student who studies a little every day builds a stronger foundation of understanding. In life, slow progress often creates results, that last because the lessons are learned gradually and deeply. Another way to look at slow progress is to compare it to climbing a mountain. If you run as fast as you can up a steep slope, you'll tire out quickly and may not make it to the top. But if you pace yourself, taking steady steps, you'll conserve your energy and increase your chances of reaching the peak. Life works the same way. The slow and steady climber often ends up further ahead than the one who rushed and burned out. The important thing is not how fast you reach the top, but that you keep moving upward. It's also important to understand that slow progress is often a sign that you're building something truly worthwhile. Things that are quick to achieve are often quick to lose. A crash diet may help you drop weight fast, but it's rarely sustainable. A get-rich-quick scheme might give you money quickly. Without the discipline and knowledge gained through steady growth, you might lose it just as quickly. Slow progress forces you to build a solid foundation, so when success comes, it's stable and lasting. That the challenge with slow progress is staying patient and motivated when results seem far away. That's why it's important to focus on the journey, not just the destination. Celebrate small victories along the way. Notice the subtle changes. Maybe you're not at your ideal fitness yet, but you can run further than you could a month ago. Maybe your business isn't booming yet, but you've gained skills, made connections, and learned things that will serve you later. These are all signs of progress, even if they don't yet look like the final goal. Slow progress also teaches you emotional resilience. It forces you to confront your doubts, your fears, and your impatience. It teaches you to trust the process, even when you can't yet see the finish line. This mental and emotional strength will serve you in every area of life, not just in achieving your current goal. In fact, many people who experience fast success often crumble when they face their first real setback because they never develop the perseverance that slow progress demands. So, the next time you feel frustrated because things are moving slowly, remember this: the pace doesn't matter as long as you're moving in the right direction. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you are further than you were yesterday. And if you keep going, no matter how slowly, you'll eventually get where you're meant to be. Winners understand that slow progress isn't failure. It's proof that they're still in the game, still moving forward, and still building something worthwhile. In the end, it's not the speed that matters. It's the fact that you never stop. Resilience is built in the slow seasons in every journey towards success. There are seasons that feel unbearably slow, periods when progress seems invisible, momentum feels lost, and the destination looks impossibly far away. These are what I call the slow seasons of life. At first, they may feel like wasted time, but in reality, they are some of the most valuable parts of your journey, because it is in these moments that resilience is forged. Anyone can keep going when things are moving quickly and rewards are flowing in. But it takes a different kind of strength to keep moving forward when progress is almost invisible, when each step feels heavy, and when you're unsure how much further you have to go. It is in those quiet, grinding seasons that winners are truly made. That resilience is not built in times of comfort. It is built when things are hard, when nothing seems to be changing despite your best efforts, and when you are tempted to give up but choose not to. The slow seasons test your patience, discipline, and mental toughness. They strip away the illusion that success is all about motivation and reveal the truth. Success is about commitment. These stretches of slow progress are like the weight training of the mind and soul. Just as lifting heavy weights in the gym tears and rebuilds muscles to make them stronger, enduring slow seasons strengthens your inner character so you can handle bigger challenges in the future. Think about the farmer who plants seeds in the spring. He doesn't see crops the next day, or even the next week. There's a long period of waiting, tending the soil, watering the fields, protecting the plants from pests, all without visible results. This slow season is essential because it is when the roots grow deep beneath the surface, anchoring the plant so it can withstand storms and produce a strong harvest. In the same way, your slow seasons are when your roots, your skills, your mindset, your faith, and your determination grow deep, and prepare you for future growth. If everything happened instantly, you wouldn't have the strength to sustain it. Many people dread slow seasons because they think nothing is happening. But if you look closely, something is always happening. You are learning, adapting, and building endurance, even if it's not obvious. The problem is that our culture glorifies fast results, so we've been conditioned to believe that slowness equals failure. In reality, slowness often equals preparation. A skyscraper takes a long time to build its foundation before the visible structure rises above ground. Without that strong foundation, the building would collapse. The same applies to your goals. The slow season is your foundation building phase. Resilience developed in these slow seasons also teaches you how to stay focused when life throws distractions your way. It forces you to rely on discipline instead of fleeting bursts of motivation. You learn to show up and put in the work, not because you're being rewarded right now, but because you trust that the reward will come in time. That's an incredibly powerful shift in mindset, and it's what separates long-term winners from short-term sprinters who give up at the first sign of delay. Another powerful thing about slow seasons is that they refine your character. When results come quickly, it's easy to become overconfident, careless, or entitled. But when results come slowly, you develop humility. You learn gratitude for every small step forward. You also develop empathy for others who are struggling because you know what it feels like to fight through difficult, stagnant times. This makes you a stronger leader, a better friend, and a more grounded human being. There's also a hidden blessing in slow seasons. They give you the time to make mistakes, learn, and adjust without the pressure of the spotlight. When you're moving slowly, you have space to experiment, refine your skills, and build resilience without the whole world watching. By the time your breakthrough comes, you will not only be ready for it, but you will also be strong enough to handle the challenges that come with it. It's important to remember that resilience is like a muscle. It grows only through resistance. Without pressure, without challenge, without delay, you would never develop the strength to endure life's bigger battles. The slow seasons are that resistance. They push you to keep going when the easy option would be to quit. Every day you endure is like one more repetition in the gym of life, making you stronger for the next phase of your journey. So when you find yourself in a season where progress is slow, don't despise it. Don't rush it. Instead, embrace it as your training ground. Remind yourself that you are building resilience, a quality that will not only help you achieve your current goal, but will also prepare you for every future challenge. The slow season might not feel glamorous, but it is essential. It's where you prove to yourself that you can keep moving even without immediate reward. And when the pace finally picks up, you'll look back and realize that those slow, difficult days were not wasted. They were the very reason you had the strength to finish the race. Avoid the comparison trap. One of the most dangerous habits you can fall into when chasing your goals is comparing your progress to someone else's. In the age of social media, this trap has become more powerful than ever. Every time you scroll through your phone, you see people announcing their latest achievement, flaunting their successes, or sharing the highlight reel of their lives. You see friends buying new cars, starting new businesses, traveling to exotic destinations, or reaching personal milestones. And before you even realize it, you start measuring your own journey against theirs. The problem with this is that it's not a fair comparison. Because you're comparing your behind-the-scenes struggles to someone else's polished, filtered, and carefully presented public image. Comparison is a thief of joy. It can take all the satisfaction out of your own progress, no matter how meaningful it is. Imagine running a marathon at your own steady pace, feeling proud of every step you take. Then suddenly, you turn your head and see someone sprinting past you. If you let that affect you, you'll start doubting your own strategy, even if your plan was working perfectly for you. The truth is, in life, everyone is running their own race, with their own starting point, terrain, and challenges. No two journeys are exactly alike, so measuring your progress by someone else's timeline is not only unfair, it's self-destructive. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you risk falling into feelings of inadequacy, frustration, or even jealousy. These emotions drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and distract you from your own path. Instead of focusing on your growth, you waste precious mental energy wondering why you're not there yet, why someone else seems to be ahead, or whether you're falling behind. But here's the truth. There is no universal race clock in life. You are not late, you are not behind, and you are not competing for a single trophy that only one person can win. Success is not a single finish line. It's a personal journey defined by your values, your goals, and your timing. The comparison trap is especially dangerous during slow seasons. When your progress feels small or invisible, seeing others achieve their goals faster can make you feel like giving up. But this is where perspective becomes your greatest weapon. You don't know the full story behind someone's success. You don't see the years of struggle, the sacrifices, or even the setbacks they faced before they got there. In many cases, the people you admire are also looking at someone else and wishing they had what they don't. Comparison creates an endless cycle of dissatisfaction because no matter where you are, there will always be someone ahead of you in some way. One of the best ways to avoid the comparison trap is to shift your focus inward. Measure yourself not by where others are, but by where you were yesterday. If you're a little stronger, wiser, or closer to your goal than you were before, you're winning. That's the only race that truly matters. The race between your past self and your present self. Keep your eyes on your own lane and run your own pace. Remember, just because someone else reached their goal faster doesn't mean your journey is less valuable. Sometimes the slower journey is the one that builds the deepest strength and the most lasting results. It's also important to remember that what you see online or in public is never the full picture. Social media is like a movie trailer. It shows the best parts, but not the struggles behind the scenes. You might see someone smiling in a photo with a new home, but you don't see the debt they took on to buy it. You might see someone announcing a huge career achievement, but you don't see the sleepless nights, the rejections, or the times they doubted themselves. The truth is, everyone has their own battles, even if they're hidden from view. Another key to escaping the comparison trap is gratitude. When you actively focus on what you already have, you train your mind to see abundance instead of scarcity. Instead of obsessing over what others have, you start appreciating your own blessings, your health, your skills, your relationship, your progress. Gratitude shifts your mindset from "I'm not enough" to "I have enough to keep going and growing." And when you truly appreciate your own journey, you stop worrying about how fast or slow someone else is moving. The bottom line is this: comparison blinds you to your own growth. It can make you abandon the very path that would have led you to success simply because it doesn't look like someone else's. Winners understand that their journey is theirs alone, and that comparing it to others is like comparing apples to oranges. Every person's background, opportunities, struggles, and pace are different. The only thing you can control is your own effort, your own mindset, and your own persistence. So the next time you feel tempted to measure your life against someone else's, pause and remind yourself, you are not behind. You are on your own timeline. Your story is still unfolding. Don't ruin it by wishing it looked like someone else's. Stay in your lane, keep moving forward, and trust that your journey at your own pace will take you exactly where you're meant to be.